I'm going to change the oil and filter in my BMW 4 Series. This is how you do it. Let's get into it. This is the oil I'm using. Castrol Edge Professional 530 long life. Somebody, I'm sure, is going to argue this is the wrong oil. You should be using different oil. This is the oil I use. This is the oil I want to use. Been using this oil for, on this car, probably 80,000 miles through all my oil changes. Never had a single issue. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. So that's the oil I'm using. Filter wise, so just make sure when you get your filter, you also get rubber O-ring for the filter housing, and you have your copper washer for the sump bolt. Super important. So this is going to come off. You can just pull it up and away. There's kind of like 4 points here, and they basically just correspond to here, 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 and here. Jeez, this could do with a clean. Now, this is a diesel 430. That's the oil filter housing, kind of to the top right of the engine. There's a big nut on the top. It is a 27mm socket, nice and snug. So we'll get that off and we'll go from there. So the filter clips into the top of the housing, so that all should come out in one go, looking like it is due a change. It's looking grim. So then to pull the filter off, you just pull it up and out, and then the filter will just come off. Very simple. I always like to give this a bit of a clean out, get all the old oil out of it. I find it helps a little bit of a flathead in here with the cloth to be able to kind of get the cloth in and around, get all that old oil out. Lovely. And then on the outside of this, see here, there's a little rubber O-ring. So I'm going to use my flathead to pull that off, and then I'm going to replace that with the new one that came with the filter. So yeah, new rubber O-ring down around the filter, top of the filter housing. There we are. Sits nice in there now. And then new filter over the top. And then once you push it down, keep going till you hear a click. There we go. Spins away there nicely now, but it's nice and secure. And then before I put the new filter in, I like to kind of just get the cloth, get my screwdriver down into where the filter was, and just get any of that dirty black oil out of there. Soak it up a bit with the cloth. So the filter has a little stub on the end of it, and then that stub corresponds to, on the right hand side down there, on this side, there's an extra hole there that stub kind of sits into. So when I'm putting the filter back in, I'm basically putting it on the right hand side to align with that hole. Even if it doesn't line up, as you're twisting it, it will kind of find its own place. Now that's kind of hand tight, and then I don't know, can you see, but it's 25 Newton meters, the torque setting for this. My one has 25 Newton meters written on it. I don't know, do they all have 25 Newton meters written on it, but if they don't, the torque is 25 Newton meters. So I'll get a torque wrench. So got my torque wrench, gonna go 30, back 5, 25. I'm going to keep going through here. Click. And that's the oil filter done. Super quick, super easy. So this engine, the 430D, its capacity 6.5 litres. So I have a 4 litre and then 3 ones, because the last oil change I only bought 6 because I had half a litre left over. So this time I have 7, so I'll have half a litre left over, and then I'll only have to buy 6 next time. But yeah, oil capacity 6.5 litres. So we've the filter done. So we'll do the drain plug. So the drain plug is this is how I do all my mechanics on my back. So the drain plug is behind this little square here. So there's a small flathead plastic clip that holds it in. So you twist that enough to be able to release this compartment, and then be able to flip it down to access the sump bolt. There we are. And that's my sump bolt there. Now, sump bolt is 17mm bolt. Shouldn't be too tight because there's a specific torque tightness, and I think it's 30 Newton meters or something, so shouldn't be super tight. And then we'll go draining. And I'm gonna have to swap these containers over now because 6.5 litres is a lot of oil. I'll leave that drain away underneath. In the meantime, I have my sump bolt, and I'm gonna change the copper washer on the bolt inside in the bag for the. With the oil filter, you have a new copper compression washer, which ideally you should change. So I'll swap that out, get that ready to go back in once the oil finishes draining. So as soon as the oil is finished draining, we can put back in our sump plug with the new compression washer. There's only a couple of drips left now there, so from my perspective that's fine. I'm going to close it up there now and we'll refill it with oil. Now once the drain plug is in, again that needs to be torqued to the same as the drain plug, 25 Newton meters. Now, happy with that. The cover goes back up. I kind of like to have it pinched so that it's not flopping up and down. Now, here we go, and then spin this around to lock it in place. Beautiful. You're refilling the oil here. And like I said, 6.5 litres is the capacity of this bad boy. Look how golden brown that is, lovely. Caramel. This is 6. And these bottles have a handy reader on the side when they're flat, so I'll probably go to about 600 and then check it. It's easier to put it in than to take it out. So what I'm going to do, I'll drop the car down, take it off the jack, take it off the axle stands, check the level manually, and then top it up if I need. So there is a manual oil dipstick. I don't know, do many people know this? You can check it with a manual dipstick here. I know you can check it inside in the manual on the computer automatically inside, but there's also a manual dipstick back here. So obviously should only be checking this when the car is on the flat, but which I'm going to do, but I just wanted to show you that little inside scoop. Alright, so car's down off the jack, off the axle stand, so let's check the level and see where we're at. Yeah, the difference between minimum and maximum is a litre, and we're about halfway. So I mean, it's hardly going to take 7 litres, but the dipstick don't lie. So I'll try in another bit and then I'll go for a spin and check it again maybe in an hour and see where we're at. So then oil cap back on, cover back on, and again there's 4 push, 2, 3, 4. Job done. Easy. So that's it. Oil and filter in a BMW 4 Series sorted.